This video is going to get you started on using Flipgrid. So at the Flipgrid website, which is flipgrid.com, and if you don't have an account, you can sign up with the big blue button here, educator sign up, and just use your district Google account. You can sign up with Google right here and just go through the process of tying that sign in to your Google account, and that way you don't have to remember another password. And then when you get in, you're taken to your My Grids page. So the way this is organized is you have My Activity, which will eventually show how many hours of engagement and how many grids and a lot of other information that you have as part of your account, like the badges that you've earned, recent videos, and all that good stuff. But we're going to start in My Grids. And this is where you get started. So there's two parts to Flipgrid. There are the grids and there are the topics. So grids you can kind of think of as folders, and topics are those activities that the students will actually do and submit their responses to. So what you do is you come over here to the Add New Grid button, and you have to give your grid a title. So this is going to be my demo grid. And then you have to select the type of grid that you want. So there's three different types of grids depending on who is going to use this grid in the topics. First one is a school email. Students join using their Google school email address. This is the most secure and really only those students that have our email address can join. So if you choose this one, then only the students with school email can join. Student ID is you basically create a ID for your students to join, but you have to either upload or type up your student name and your student IDs for those. So it's more recommended to use the school email. And if you're going to use a grid outside of your school, maybe with parents or community members, you can choose the public or PLC, and then that way they can get in with any email. But for this example, we're going to do school email, and then create a flip code. It's going to generate a code for you. This can be customized if you want, but we're going to leave that just like that. And I'm going to click next. School email. So this is the part of the school email where they'll add in the @tps51.org for you. So that way nobody else with private Gmail or another district Gmail account, they can't get into this grid. Only those accounts with @tps51.org can get in there. So once that's okay like that, and if that's not already put in there, you would just put @tps501.org and click next. And then you have your grid, and it's ready. Your grid is ready. Now remember, your grid is like a folder. So we're going to click on Go to the Grid. So this is the grid that I made. And then down here on the bottom part is where your topics are going to live. And your topics are what actually your students will submit their responses to. So you have to make your grid available to your students, and that's what we did with that email piece. So staying with the grid, we're going to we're going to edit the grid. So anytime you see this icon that looks like a pencil, that's an edit button. And this is where you can edit the name of the grid, edit the code or the URL. You can change the grid type if you want to. If you are working with another classroom in a different district, you could add their domain in there if you wanted to, but you can change that there. And then under features, so you can get notifications daily when a student video is submitted, and you can change that. So once a day, once a week, every new video would be every time a student submits a new video, you get an email notification, or never if you don't want to get those notifications. Just going down here, download and share. This allows students to download and share after they created their video. That's on by default if you don't want them to download their videos when they are done. You just turn that off. And then captions, display auto-generated captions. That's off by default. You can turn that on if you want. Grid followers allow students to receive notifications when topics are created and new videos are recorded. That's going to be off by default. If you turn that on, then your students will get an email notification when a new topic is posted by you. Active state, right now the grid is active. You can also make it what's called hidden so that nobody can see it except for you. And then you can come in and turn it on, make it get active so that your students can see it. And then the caption language, if you have captions turned on, you can change the caption language to these different languages if captions is turned on. Personalized, you can upload your own grid photo if you want, or they give you a random one, and then you can also change that grid photo. And then if you made a mistake and you just want to start completely all over, you can delete the grid by clicking that button there at the bottom, or to save any changes, you click update grid, and now the grid is changed, or the changes are made. So the other pieces of the grid here you have, so we talked about the edit button, you have the actions. Co-pilots, that'll be in a different video. You could duplicate the grid if you wanted to. So you have this set how you want, and you can make a second grid exactly the same and then rename it. Notifications, export the data, delete the grid. You can also share the grid as well. But remember, the grid works like a folder for your topics. So now we're going to create a topic. So I'm going to come down here. They give you a topic that you can choose to use. And it's already created as like an introduction grid. So I'm going to go ahead and click on it to show you what it looks like. So basically, this is the first topic that they give you. It's an introduction grid, and it gives the instructions. Tap the green plus button below to open the grid, open the Flipgrid camera, then record a short video. Say hello, share a fun fact about yourself. This can be edited. So there's the edit button, and we'll get into that here in a little bit. And then down here on the teacher side, this would be where you would see student responses. So you can see right now I have 0 responses. I can record a response as the teacher. So I could record the first one, and that would be the one that gets listed here. Or I can share this topic. We'll get into that here in a little bit too. The other thing I wanted to share with you is this button right here is the Immersive Reader button. And Immersive Reader is built into all of Flipgrid. So anytime a student sees this button, they can click on it. And then at the bottom, let me hide this. at the bottom, there's a play button. And so this is the text. This was the topic. And then these were the two pieces underneath that. And so now it will play.
Welcome to Flipgrid. Tap the green plus below to open the Flipgrid camera. Then record a short video and, waving hands, say hello. Starstruck, share a fun fact about yourself.
So this is the immersive reader tool. So your students that have struggle with reading, or maybe are EL students, they can click on the immersive reader button and it will read the topic description or the question or how the instructions for them. Okay, so we're going to go back to the grid and we're going to make our own topic. So I'm going to click on Add Topic. So for your topic, you need to have a title for your topic. You need to choose how long you want the students to respond. They can respond. You can have it set to 15 seconds limit or up to 10-minute limit. 1 minute and 30 seconds, which is 90 seconds. That's going to be the default time, but you can come in and choose any time you want. This is where you ask your question or a prompt for your students to respond to. And then topic and prompt are required. The rest of this is optional. So the focus is optional. And this is that if you remember that topic we just looked at that had that animated image with the hand waving, that's what was added here. So you could record a video of yourself using the webcam on your computer to record the message. You can upload a video. If you have a video on YouTube, you can put that link in right there. If you have an image saved to your computer, you can upload it right here, an animated GIF from Jiffy. You can add an emoji. So I'm going to add an emoji, and that's what it would look like. And you can only add one of those focus options. So I'm going to click delete so we can see the rest of the options here. You can upload something from your Microsoft 360. You can upload a link to a Google Doc, slide, form, anything basically from your Google Drive. You can upload a link to a Kahoot, to a Wakelet, Nearpod, Newsela, Adobe Spark, Wonderopolis, and Buncee. So all of these, you can upload something as part of the focus, but you can only add one. So I'm going to click on and add the emoji. And then when we're done, we're going to click Create Topic. So this is all you have to do to get a topic started. Give it a title, recording time, give the prompt, and then choose a focus if you want to. You don't have to, that's optional, but those are kind of fun to put in there. And then click Create Topic. And then when your topic is ready, this is what you would share with your students in Google Classroom or on Seesaw. Or you could copy that web address, and then or you can share it to Classroom. And if you share it to Classroom, this window comes up and you pick your classroom, choose your class, choose if you wanted a part of an assignment, and then click go, and then it takes you to Classroom and you can finish that. If you click copy, you can also just go ahead and post it in Classroom from there, or you can post it in Seesaw, or you can, it'll generate a QR code. So you could download this and then print it or put it up on your projector for kids to scan with their iPads too, if you wanted to. And to save it, you would just click the download button to save it, or you can right click, copy image, and then you can paste that into a document or however you want to share that. So there are several ways to get the link to your students, and this is the link that you would get. You would share this with them, the individual topic link. I'm going to click on all set, and then this is what our topic then looks like. So we have our demo topic. How are you today? That's what I typed in there. There's my focus, the immersive reader. If I go back to my grid, the new topic is above this one. You can move these around. You just click and hold and drag. So you can reorder those if you want. This is more for you. You can click on view as a student. So this is what the student would see. It's going to have you log in with your account. So this is what the student sees when they get there. They have their name up here. And this is, it's part of the demo grid, and this is the demo topic. So there's two topics. How are you today? Or this is the topic, sorry. And then they would click on record response and then go through make sure that they allow their camera on an iPad and on a Chromebook. It pops up like this. Make sure they click allow. On an iPad, they would get the same sort of message to allow that. So you can view that as a student, so you can kind of see what that looks like on the student's end. And then you have these buttons here. So under active, so if a topic is active, it is students are able to submit their responses to it, and they can see it. If a topic is frozen, they can see it. They can view any responses that the teacher allows them to in that topic, but they're not able to add any topics or any new submissions. And if it's hidden, then they don't see the topic if it's hidden. So you have active, which they can add responses to. Frozen, they can see it, but they can't add anything to it. And then hidden, they don't see it at all. The share button, this is what we had before. And so this will allow you to copy, to share to classroom, to use that QR code. You can also, if you're having a topic where you have maybe outside of your school or outside of your classroom participants, you can turn on guest mode, and then that will disable the email login for that topic if you want. This is, I wouldn't recommend this if your grid is already set to class. You should have a grid that's just a public PLC grid for those types of topics. And then you have the actions button. You can edit the topic. You can record a response, add topic guests. That's what I just showed you. Disco library. We'll talk about Disco library in another video. You can hide the topic. You can move it, duplicate it, export the data, and delete it. And then you have the edit topic button, which is basically takes you back to this page with some more features that we'll get into in another video. And then any changes you make, you click update topic. So that should get you started with Flipgrid and getting students to respond to your prompts through the website.